Hi boys, hi girls. It's Nessie week. I have a book to read to you about Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. The book I'm going to read to you today is The Unsolved Mystery of the Loch Ness Monster by Terry Sievert. And this is a series of books called First Facts. They also have a book called The Unsolved Mysteries of Bigfoot, The Unsolved Mysteries of Ghosts, and The Unsolved Mystery of UFOs. So when we're able to go to the libraries, I encourage you to go look for more of this series. So, the Loch Ness Monster. By the way, this is my front porch today. So I don't know what's going to happen. We might have neighbors come by. We might have the mailman come by. I don't know. I have no idea. So roll with it with me. The Unsolved Mystery of the Loch Ness Monster. This book is a nonfiction book, so we're going to be learning facts in this book about the Loch Ness Monster rather than a story. Has a table of contents, so we'll know what the different ideas we're going to be learning about in the story are. Chapter 1 is A Creature in the Lake. Chapter 2 is History and Legend. Chapter 3 is Nessie or Not. And Chapter 4 is Searching for Nessie. So here we go. Chapter 1, A Creature in the Lake. A shadow moves across the cold, dark waters of Loch Ness. The water ripples. Suddenly, something large breaks the surface on the water. Could it be the Loch Ness Monster? Some people believe a strange creature lives deep in the Scottish lake. People sometimes call the Loch Ness Monster Nessie. Also, at the bottom of this book, it has a text feature where it's got that bold word loch, and it gives the definition of it for us. So this says, a loch is the Scottish word for lake. So Loch Ness is actually Lake Ness. Chapter 2, History and Legend. Loch Ness is a long, deep lake in Scotland. Could there be a monster living beneath the water? No one knows for sure, but there have been thousands of sightings. People claim to have seen a strange beast both in and out of the water. At least 4,000 sightings of the Loch Ness Monster have been recorded. Reported, not recorded, reported. In 1880, Duncan MacDonald dived into Loch Ness to study a shipwreck. He claimed he saw an evil-looking monster deep in the lake. Many people say they've seen a creature with a long neck and a tiny head. Some say the animal has humps on its back. Still others claim Nessie has flippers instead of legs. Stories of the Loch Ness Monster go back 1,500 years. In the 1930s, a new road was built next to Loch Ness. More people reported seeing Nessie. 2 people saw a monster wandering across the road. The creature was seen holding a small animal in its mouth. One reporter tells of an animal with a long neck, a thick body, and 4 flippers. Another tale tells of a huge animal that rolled and dived into the water. I want you to notice that this picture is an illustration. It's not an actual photograph. So the author has chosen to illustrate some of the tales that have been told. In 1960, a Nessie hunter claimed to have taken a picture of the monster. The photo showed a dark object swimming across the loch. The object was larger than any known animal living in the lake. Was it Nessie? In 1931, Dr. Robert Wilson snapped a picture of a monster rising out of Loch Ness. True or false? Some people think Robert Wilson's famous photo of Nessie was faked. But is Nessie real? True, sightings of Nessie have been reported since the year 565 AD. Other videos and photographs have also been taken of the monster. Now, false. In 1994, Wilson's stepson claimed the photo was really of a toy submarine. Other people had played Loch Ness monster hoaxes. In 1933, someone made fake footprints around the loch. People thought the footprints belonged to Nessie. At the bottom, we have the definition of hoax. A trick to make people believe something is not true. So a hoax is a trick. Chapter 3, Nessie or not. Some people think Nessie is a plesiosaur. Others think she could be an elephant swimming underwater. Some believe Nessie is a whale, a seal, or a large fish. Skeptics say the sightings were just floating logs or boats. Plesiosaurs lived 65 to 200 million years ago, but Loch Ness was formed only 10,000 years ago. We have two definitions, plesiosaur and skeptic. A plesiosaur is a large swimming reptile that lived during the time of the dinosaurs. And a skeptic is a person who questions things that other people believe in. So a skeptic is somebody that maybe says, I don't know if you're right. And then a plesiosaur is a cousin of the dinosaurs that lived during prehistoric times. Chapter 4, Searching for Nessie. Many people travel to Scotland every year hoping to see Nessie. They bring cameras, boats, and other special equipment to help their search. The first sonar image of Nessie was taken in the early 1970s. I'm going to jump down and read the definition of sonar. Sonar is a device that uses sound waves to find underwater objects. Sonar stands for Sound, Navigation, and Ranging. So sonar is similar to what bats and other animals use to communicate. They send out little chirp sounds, and the sound bounces off of something and comes back. And then it makes a picture to show you how far away different things are, so you get an outline of what Nessie might have looked like. True or false? Can special equipment help scientists find Nessie? True. In 1972, scientists used an underwater camera to look in the lake. One picture showed a flipper-shaped object. Also true, in 1987, scientists used sonar to try and find Nessie. The sonar showed 3 large objects in Loch Ness. False, no Nessie bones have ever been found. Also false, Nessie hasn't been caught on film since 1992. Other water monsters have been spotted around the world. Oh, I have a word I'm not going to say right. The Mokele-mbembe, let me say it one more time. The Mokele-mbembe is a dinosaur-like lake monster believed to live in Africa. Creatures called burus may have scaly skin and short spikes. They are said to live in the swamps of India. But like Nessie, nobody has ever proved these mysterious creatures exist. Tales of sea dragons, like the Loch Ness Monster, have been told all around the world. So I think I'm going to commit to saying it Mokele-mbembe. You decide. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Is the Loch Ness Monster real? Some people believe Nessie exists. They think the sightings and photos are enough evidence. Others need bones and physical proof to believe. Until the mystery is solved, what swims in Loch Ness will remain unknown. So that's the end of the story, but I want to show you something else that is in this book. It has a glossary in the back since it's a nonfiction book, so it tells us the definition of all those bold words that we had throughout the text. It also gives you a little bit of information of some other books you could read about the Loch Ness Monster and some internet sites you could go to read about the Loch Ness Monster. And it gives you a code to use. So I'm going to hold it up there for a second. Feel free to pause it on the video if you want to go and explore those sites. And last but not least, in our nonfiction book, we have an index. And an index is similar to a glossary. It gives us an idea of what pages we would find certain types of information on. So an example is that if we wanted to read about using sonar to find Nessie, you can look down there and find the word sonar, and you can see that we would look for sonar on page 16. So I hope you enjoyed today the story, The Unsolved Mystery of the Loch Ness Monster. I can't wait to hear what you think about Nessie. Bye, boys and girls.